My name is Alyssa Mahadio, and I am a student at the University of the West Indies, Open Campus, Trinidad and Tobago. My topic for this video is Group Projects, Helpful or OSHUS? My thesis statement is as follows. Groups encompassed within the educational, learning, and workplace do not yield the positive results they are believed to generate, as there are numerous inequities. The importance of group work as a form of assessment has long been recognized among educators. Its use has been justified on numerous grounds. While many of these claims can be challenged, I would like to take the advantages of group work for granted and concentrate on the substantive drawbacks and positives to working independently. So according to Morris and Hayes, 1997, free riding is defined as a problem of non-performing group members who reap the benefits of the accomplishments. So some group members may be reluctant participants in these assessment tasks and be uncommitted to the aims of the group and uncommitted to the subject for that matter. Watkins, 2004, coined the term free riding as social loafing. But social loafing is a reduction in the effort due to not being noticed or lack of identification in a group task. Now, free riding is actively obtaining reward for no effort. Human survival has depended on productive labor, and much of this was carried out by groups of people coordinating their different actions to reach a common goal, and then sharing this result for benefits. This type of style is called collective action. Adaptations for contributing to collective actions that are open to free riding cannot evolve and be stably maintained in a species unless cooperators can find a way to exclude these free riders. According to Crowe, 1983, the sucker effect refers to these individuals responding to others, which are free riding, and responding to these persons free riding their efforts by free riding themselves. So it appears that these competent students or workers try to avoid being suckers by making these calculations of whether or not they are the subject of free riding from others in the group. If they are, and they feel like it's unjustifiable, then they try to avoid being the sucker by reducing their own input in the tasks. Now, Crowe 1983 also mentions that students would even go so far as to fail as a group rather than be the sucker and do all the work. Strong and Anderson, 1990, says the conscientious students find it hard to get the attention and compliance of free riders and decide to not proceed alone until the deadline is imminent. Pareto, 1935, stipulated that if all individuals restrained from doing a certain task or activity, every individual, as a member of the community, would derive a certain advantage. To add, if the individuals less one continue refraining from doing the same tasks, the community loss is very slight, whereas one individual doing the activity makes a personal gain far greater than the loss that he or she incurs as a member of a community. Identified a single latent factor they would like to call the general collective intelligence. This is supported by a strong interim of correlation on different tasks. These tasks strongly predict the group's ability to solve tasks. Collective intelligence appears to depend on both the composition of the group, meaning the average intelligence of each member in the group, and more importantly, social sensitivity. So this has to deal with how group members interact when they are assembled. Secondly, students within a group may intentionally inflate or reduce the contribution of members due to friendship. Zhang et al., 2008. My third point, Wine and Jamieson also states that underperforming students tend to over or underrate their individual progress, need for support, and understanding. Thus far, I have only spoken about the benefits. I would like to acknowledge that there are also positives to group work as well. Group work can be justified on the grounds of promoting the construction of knowledge and enhancement of problem-based learning among students. Watkins 2004 maintains that group work aids in fostering social membership in a mass education environment, which can be alienating and confusing for students. If used effectively, group work is an efficient way of dealing with the increased growth in student numbers in higher education, especially with regard to reducing the time taken in assignment marking and allowing reduction in class time. However, studies about what occurs in groups during group work and the factors that actually influence the student's ability to learn is still lacking. First premise, working in a team can be extremely time-consuming to the student. Not only do meetings have to be scheduled outside of class hours, but they have to coordinate with everyone's schedule. Chiriac 2014 argues whether the time-consuming nature of group work makes this strategy ineffective. As a result, more research is emerging about whether or not to use group work in the classroom. Therefore, these simpler tasks, students can complete them individually. Lastly, individual needs are dominated by the needs of the group. Not all students learn at the same speed, and some may need more time to fully understand the task and learning process that they're being taught. Conclusively, we were able to note that although there were benefits, the drawbacks and negative connotations leave much to be desired for group work.